Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna get started in about a few minutes. How's everybody doing? Just hold on a second, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. I just had a phone call. Just had to take it. Anyways, let's get started. We are not late, hopefully. What's going on? I'm back. Let's write in the chat. Just to make sure. Anyways, so what we're looking at on the... Hold on, let's just put this. All right, guys. So we're looking at the SPY. I'm going to get straight into it. What's up, Silver? How's it going? Welcome. Morning. What are you up to? SPY. SPY has been funny. What's up, Sup? What's up, Joe? How's it going? Morning. SPY is just showing signs of continuation to the downside, I believe. We had this bounce, as you can see. Let me check whether it's the right source. I've been playing around with the stream software, so I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, I believe it's the main one. Okay, so you can see this screen, right? The main screen. So SPY is short-term downtrend. Every time it bounces for a few days and then it continues to go down. Now with SPY, yes, it might be on a downtrend, but remember the SPY generally overall, if you look at the long-term perspective of it, it usually uptrends, right? It's a market, it usually uptrends. But this time around, there has been a big pullback to it. That's a big change from the recent price action. The only time I see was during COVID times, which was pure panic moves. These are not that much of panic moves, although macro news, the news around the world, especially with the war and everything, I think that's probably the reaction to it from the tops, and also a lot of profit taking. The retracement, let's say from 480s to 450s, is quite normal, right? But anything below that we are going into a territory of a short market or bear market, right? Even though it might be a short-term thing, very small. So we are considering like we are still in a kind of like a bear market, but this could be a very short term. So the continuation to the downside could have strong probability. But now the problem is, yesterday it closed green, strong actually. So today is gapping down. Like yesterday gapped up and closed green, but today gapping down and continues to show weakness. Now we can take it two ways. One is that usually when SPY does tend to do that, it tends to fill the gap because the gap is not that huge. In fact, in this case, the way SPY has been trading, although normally for SPY from 409s or 408s to 403s will be a big gap, but these days it's not, right? So the gap fill could happen today. So the possibility of this bouncing after these kind of beaten down price action on SPY could happen. That's first scenario. So looking for long opportunities in that reversal might be ideal once SPY starts to show direction. Now that's very clue. That's the main clue here, guys. SPY needs to show direction. Let me show you something. So this was the trading from yesterday. It hanged around our zone here from 406, 405s. You might be here yesterday. You know clearly what I was talking about. Within this zone here, the first half an hour to 1 hour is untradeable, right? So it was untradeable until it started breaking this trend line we created and the zone that it started to break here. That's when it started to make up its mind. That's when things start to move. It's better to wait for that, and I'm thinking SPY will do that again, because as you see, every single day there's a chop. There's that first 15 to half an hour to even 1 hour chop, and then it starts to make its way every single day. So SPY will do that. Look at that. Even the strongest days, we've got our first half an hour, not much of a move, and then it starts to move. So what I'm gonna do is anything correlated to SPY, I am going to be very, very careful taking it the first half an hour now. I have been taking it quite early, to be honest, and it's been getting me. Um, like your AMDs, or if you want to take Apples or Teslas or anything that's correlated to SPY, big names, you want to make sure that we wait for the SPY's proper direction. Okay, that's covered. So SPY could be either, I'm 50-50 on it. It could be short, it could be long. It depends on how it reacts out of the open. Okay, we still have this zone here, big zone of ours. Let's keep it from 405 to 406s. That will be the zone. And we need to keep an eye on that, right? We might see an initial push to that zone, guys. Now, if that's the case, that might be a really ideal scenario for shorting opportunities. If initial push goes up to this zone and starts to reject, then we can look for shorting opportunities, right? So that will be nice. So waiting for that. So what do we have? Anything underneath that when it comes to levels? So we're trading under 404s, which is here. The only thing I see is about 403s, so which is actually bouncing from. So this could be the level, 403 level, that it might hang around. So that's the only level I see. The rest is just, yeah, between this level and 403. And then we got the main level 400s, which is all the way here, right? Quite a bit of room if you're going to take shorts. When it comes to longs now, let's say if it starts to show strength, and what is the overhead resistance? Well, definitely we're looking at 405, 406s, but we will have to wait for it to show strength to take this out anyways. We might not look into longing anything if it doesn't take out this zone, so that's dealt with. Once it starts trading over that, what is next? Well, not much of a strength there, 409.50, and then we've got 410s, so quite a bit of room to the upside as well, unless we got that 409s. Okay, so there's some room, guys, both sides. Okay, so that's SPY. AMD, similar thing, but again, I've been saying this for the last 2-3 days. AMD is relatively strong, so if you're going to be taking anything when SPY starts to show strength, it probably will be AMD. Having said that, it's had quite a bit of days that's green, and a potential retracement might be due, but when AMD is strong, it does tend to trend quite a few days without giving a proper red day. So AMD relatively strong, so a bit long biased on it. Now, Vero, I've been trading this every single day for the last 3 days with some luck, with some, losers. Yesterday was a loser. The other day was a winner. Not the one that I'm really waiting for this. I was really waiting for this. Yesterday I kept on mentioning 1450s. Okay, started to just slightly move towards that 1450 with some decent move. I was just a bit too early on it. I thought this here was actually the start of the move, or right there on the break of 1360. So I missed that, and I started here and then got out somewhere around here, because that was the rejection came in from 1450s. The main watch was actually 1450 break for a possible good run up, possible squeeze even. So it started to break that when I left the stream. Started to break, chops around, big time chops around on and off of it. So that level gets really badly disrespected. After that, that level is no more. And then you want to be looking at the levels that are on the high of days, right? Then comes right to the end, the power hour brings in enough volume. Look at this volume when it breaks it. That is your clue. This is very, very important. Just going off topic, but look at this volume. Consistency. When I keep on saying consistency in the volume, this is exactly what I mean, right? Anytime this started to break here, look at this. Look at the volume consistency. Look at the difference between these breaks. One volume spike and then goes down. No consistency at all. Breaks it, one volume candle comes down. One volume candle comes down and then stays really at the lows of the volume. Now, look at this. when it starts to break, look at that, consistency. Look at the rise of the volume. Okay, so now that meant that this was gonna actually squeeze, maybe possibly after hours, which it did, right? And then we've got this drift down after the probably profit taking. Now, I am still keeping this. It's not my main watch. We could see some action on it. It is still trading above yesterday's close, so it's still strong. Okay, it's still, in my opinion, it's still strong. We could have a good continuation on it, although it looks a bit extended from 8s all the way to 16s, yes. But this catalyst is with the earnings as well. There's quite a lot of interest in it, and it's broken key levels as well. So I'm thinking there might be continuation on it, slightly long biased on it. Yeah, yes, if you're doing a pullback trading, we were purely talking about breakout, right? At that point, right? That was the example I was giving you. When it comes to pullback, yes, if you want to do a pullback from a strong uptrend, I don't want to go off topic, but we'll cover that later. Remind me to cover this later. This is a very important topic. It's not going to be covered in 2 minutes. That's a good question. So I will cover that. The pullback volume, pullback entry, pullback system is completely different to a breakout of key level entries, right? On the breakout to key level entries, you want consistency in the volume when it starts to break or just before the breakout or even after. So now, as you can see, I am long biased on it a little bit. WMT is one of the earnings plays. Gaps down yesterday, I think, ends up very weak, and I missed this one, guys. I have to raise my hands. I'm sorry. I should have caught this. Okay, I should have 100% been paying attention to this, which I didn't. And I know why, because I wasn't prepared yesterday. I gotta admit that to myself and to you guys. When I am not prepared well, I miss these kind of moves and end up having a really sort of trading something that that's not worth it. But definitely the second day possibility of continuation could be there, but then again, we're talking Walmart. It's already done huge move down and gap down. This could bring a possible bounce, but also possible after the bounce, possible shorting opportunity. So that's why I'm keeping Walmart here. Lucid. Now, when you say, "Oh, is there a buy?" There could be a buy if it starts to take out, previous intraday levels. Okay, there could be a dead cat bounce, but after this kind of move down, usually the follow through, the after effects of this would be to the downside. Usually. But I'm a bit short biased on it. We'll see what it does. Lucid, I've been trading this. Not very keen on it anymore because yesterday was a great trade, by the way. I think I got the last exit. So I traded Lucid here yesterday. Started here, and then I managed to stay in the trade because it never broke above the VWAP. And I believe my first partial was great right there. And then the second partial here somewhere. And then the third partial, I believe, was somewhere here after it started to curl up. I didn't leave it to my trailing stop was at that point, I believe. It could have been here. When I left the stream, it was here. And then I started moving it down. I was watching the break of the 20 EMA. And that usually is my final exit right there. So that was a really great trade. But now, is it going to provide something? I think so, because have a look at the daily. It's downtrending. It's done its really sort of dead cat bounce, and it's just holding right there. Now, this might be a few days before it starts to continue down, but the potential could be there. If it starts to take the lows out, yes, 1720s, yesterday's lows, which is in line with right there. So once it starts to take that out, the possibility of this moving and giving us good R's are there, but not the greatest chart, to be honest. Right? Yesterday was clean moves, really nice. What's going on, Jay, man? What's going on? What's up? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just pause this. What's up, man? Let me catch up with you, man. I've got 10 minutes. Don't worry about it. Where have you been? I've been sending you Discord messages, and what the hell, man? I thought you were just you just disappeared. What's up? Oh man, I'm so glad to have you back. What's going on? For those of you who don't know Jay, Jay is one of the, I would say the one of the very earliest followers of the stream, to be honest, and a very good contributor as well. I thought we lost a big uh, yeah, man, Jay. What's up, man? You shocked me here. Uh, nice one, nice one. Awesome stuff, man. Lovely, lovely. That's good to hear, man. As long as you're doing well, man. I did reach out to you on Discord. I think you probably are not using it for a while, as you mentioned. But we are always like, we have you here. It's a great thing, man. You made my day. Welcome back, brother. I appreciate that. So it's already looking good, guys. We're gonna have a good day today. Good to have you back, Jay. And also, by the way, Solid has been, Jay. If you don't know, Solid has been killing it this year. Check the posts on our Discord. He's quite stable when it comes to his trading. He's found his niche, I believe, and he's doing really well. I'm quite proud of him. Yesterday he posted that message in Discord. That was great to see. It's really great to see those kind of progress from people who follow you, and he's done a bit of a mentoring with me as well. So it's amazing to see that, and it's not been that long with him. So he's only been following us for like last 3-4 months, I believe. So huge, massive progress to him, and well done, and congrats to him, by the way, if he's watching or not. So yeah, Solid killing it for sure, mate. Obviously, you have been killing it. So good to really good to know that you're actually doing well, man. To be honest, I was a bit worried about you. That's why I reached out to you personally. But that's a relief. That's a relief, buddy. Anyways, let's get back to the main topic at hand. AFRM, AFRM looks exactly similar to Lucid's look. Look at that. Downtrend, pulls back, the dead cat bounce happens, retracement, pulls back happens, and then we might see that continuation coming in. As long as it's staying within the close, under the close of that 1790s, under 18s even, we should be okay with that. So possible shorting opportunity might be there on Lucid, as well as AFRM is very similar. AFRM relatively weak compared to Lucid, I believe, but similar charts. Now, the issue with AFRM is it is gapped. I believe is a gap up because of earnings. I might be wrong on that. Yeah. So the gap up happened this day. The post-market this day earnings came in. I think the gap happened. Now this might be not a good idea to be shorting, because what's happening right now is it's gearing up for a possible reversal, maybe, because earnings can be a catalyst for a long-term change of the price, right? So overall, the sentiment might have changed because it's holding that gap up. So for those of you who follow me on the Elite, there could be an earnings play on this one. The level to watch is this level here. So they could provide us with opportunity. So keep an eye on for earnings play, the earnings continuation play for the people in the Elite. Right, so yeah, that's that. Para. Why did I keep this? Well, Para, I kept it because yesterday it has some decent moves. Some really clean moves. We haven't got much time, guys. I'm just going to quickly cover that. So it looks good. We'll keep an eye on this. Possible continuation second day maybe, or a fade. Both ways is fine. The good thing about this is there is some potential to give us some decent moves on this one. Either way. So we'll keep an eye on that. GLBE really sort of again right at the bottom of the trend, but it's bounced up big, massive. So the bounce happened, actually the gap down really happened because of the earnings, but yesterday's pre-market really started to grind back up, and the whole day it recovered the whole thing plus even more. So that's a really good strength behind this. So with this much strength, there might be some follow through to the upside. So I'm a bit long biased on it. We'll see what happens. TGT, again, earnings are gapping down, getting hit really hard. So that is not a good news for it. We are talking about a gap down of 160. Whew. These can be deadly if you're not experienced to deal with these things. I might not trade it on the stream. I might trade it on the side, because they require a lot of patience, a lot of range, a lot of your stop has to be much bigger than usual. NIO, been watching this again. It looks strong. There might be a continuation. Depends on the SPY as well. We're going to watch SPY in relation to NIO and AMD. Walmart, we talked about it. This might be, yeah, we talked about Walmart. That's a gapper as well. Gap down, sorry. DOCS, again, earnings gap down, but it's reclaiming. Just like, no, which one was it? GLBE, I think. Yeah, GLBE did. This looks, and yeah, this looks similar to it. Gaps down yesterday post-market, and then pre-market today is trying to sort of reclaim. If it does start to break that 30, then it might start to run to gap fill as well. Right, that's the level we're watching. In fact, it's hitting that right now, so keep an eye on that. All right, guys, best of luck, and let's just take it easy. Stay sit on your hands for the first 10-15 minutes, especially if you're going to trade anything correlated to SPY. All right, best of luck, guys. I forgot to add some sounds for applause or something like that for celebration for Jay's comeback, Jay's return, but I don't have it, so I don't know. What do I put? Maybe this? It's still new, these voices, sounds, but yeah, I'll add one for you. Right. Okay, so Lucid, Vero. T. Okay, so DOCS, as you can see, is breaking that 30. So this is going for it. Let's see what it does. It could still be early, that early pop. That is DOCS for you. Let's keep this here. FRM, Lucid. What else is looking interesting? Okay, I'm gonna switch to the 4 main charts. See what it does. Okay, well, SPY, what's SPY looking like? Well, SPY is weak, guys. Right now it looks weak, but again, SPY will have to remain quite neutral until it starts to create some sort of a direction. SPY gapping down on 5 minutes to 403s. Lucid. On 5 minutes, it's actually 200 EMA. SPY. But with the... So Lucid is also showing weakness coming off of this level. As you can see, these levels were quite important. Pre-market goes up to it, rejects from it, and then later, just recently, goes up to try to take that out. It doesn't and rejects from it. So that's the clue for me that there might be some potential shorts on this. AFRM, as you can see, guys, this is what I meant by and whoever watched those videos, they should be getting ready for this. AFRM. Okay, dogs is just choppy. That's why you wait, unless you scalp things. And our SPY. WMT. Alright, so SPY carries on and takes out the lows. 403 is the level that we were watching. Where's my level on this? Okay, let's just put a level on 403. It is bouncing off of that, but if it starts to trade under that, that will be continuation weakness on SPY, which means we can look to shorts these bad boys, Lucids, maybe even. Yeah, what's up, Zelorty? Welcome. Thanks, man. Good luck to you too. I need that luck, man. The last 2-3 days have been very, very difficult. Oh, in terms of, not in terms of PNL, but in terms of like getting a really good runner. I need to see my 10-hour days, bro. I miss my 10-hour days. It's when was the last time it happened? Last week? Might be. No, it wasn't 10-hour day. Nope. Yeah, same, man. Same. I'm with you. For sure. NEO is... look at this AFRM, guys. Look at the level. It breaks that and continues to carry on. Pay attention to this one. Maybe you want to keep note of this with that earnings continuation play. This is exactly the same thing. Breaks the level and continues. Yeah, Lucid was a really nice trade. Very, very easy, very hassle-free, headache-free trade. Lucid was really... When Lucid starts to move, it does move really nicely. This one looks interesting to me right now, in fact. Lucid, looking into Lucid. I've promised myself I wouldn't be taking any trades the first 15 minutes. But sometimes I just can't stop myself. Lucid looks interesting. I'm just going to wait for it. I might miss a few trades here and there, guys. I have been burned, especially by SPY's choppiness. So let's wait up. Let's wait up. Although this right now on Lucid, on the if it confirms the rejection, so it could be any time in the next 2-3 minutes. Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to take Lucid. I can't hold myself. 1750s. I'm going to try 1750s with 20 cent stop. Short 1750s. 1750s with a 20 cent stop. So we're looking at somewhere there. Somewhere there, and the stop will be on the break of that 1770s. So again, I remind you, it could be 1775, 1780s. Ideally, I would like to keep my stop over 1790s, give it enough room, but I don't mind exiting it early as well. I would want to see this to pop towards that level again and see what it does. DOCS seems like it wants to continue down, so okay, DOCS might be a better opportunity for shorting, guys. DOCS, because earnings gap down. There could be some continuation coming into this. Yeah, James, man, I was very happy to have. I mean, it's all of a sudden like he came. Like, hold on a second, who's this guy? It's always good to have him, man. It's like breath of fresh air. He is. Yeah, he's a great guy. Um, Hopefully it's gonna be 20. Like he's gonna bring 2021, especially the last 2 months, like October, November of 2021 was great for us, to be honest, in the stream for me. That's how I was able to. You asked the question when I changed my R's. The risk it jumped actually after November. It's almost a double. So yeah, hopefully he brings it. He's a lucky charm for us. Lucid is taking that. Spy is just again. You see this chop, chop, chop. I'm gonna wait up on the Lucid. It could chop around as well. We need to have a little bit of a room on the stop. Usually I would stop out at 20 cents and stuff like that, but my entry is the way I entered on it. I can hold off until the break of that level there. So we will see. Still early. But now, if Spy starts to actually take out the VWAP and stuff like that, then we can't just ignore that. I'll see. Now, however, if you had taken this, let's say if you had taken this with a trade management of, let's say 20 cents, okay, that was your 1R, you gotta get out, right? I mean, not now, obviously, that's rejecting from it, but at least from the break of 1770s, you gotta get out, right? You cannot hold this the way I am doing it, because I initially went in with that plan. This was my crucial. In fact, on the rejection of this level, if it does go there, I might even add to it. We'll see. We shall see. Where's my water? We need some CO. By the way, guys, if you do want me to cover certain topics later on when things get quiet, we shall do that. Look at the Spy. That's looking good now, guys. That's kind of like a confirmation. So just pay attention to it. And also, anybody took AFRM? Maybe not. It was a bit too quick though on that pullback to the level. Looking good, decent. Okay. All right, let's have a look at WMT. Doc, actually, right now, it's not clean, but it's getting, watch out on Doc's 29 break. It might be a bit too late, but once that breaks, that's going to fade off all day to fill the gap. In an attempt to fill the gap. Sorry, no, what am I saying? To continue down, continuation from the gap down. So gap and go. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. So keep an eye on that. Let me change that to, sorry, WMT could be, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Damn, yes, for sure. Under 127. I might be a bit late on it though. WMT silver, nice catch on that, man. If you have taken that under 127, beautiful. Don't worry about the wick. Actually, is a good thing. That happened is perfect. PBAW. You see what I mean? So I missed it. I don't want to chase it, but it looks decent. The only issue with this one is SSR on, so it could have a hard time. But with this kind of momentum to the downside, it could easily, give you multiple hours. These are the ones that could provide some decent moves. The WMT. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I missed it. So last thing I want to do is chase something that's got so much range. PBA, no, not really. Silver is just sharing. He, he's just sharing my secrets. It's one of the setups that I taught him. One of the strategies for the elite. Hopefully you as well one day, Zalroti. You didn't hear anything, yes? It better be that way. That way, he's out there to actually spill the beans, bro. He's no, Silver is great. He's awesome. Our Lucid is doing okay. The reason why I say okay is it hasn't done much yet. So we are okay with that. But this thing looks juicy though. I mean, if you had traded under 127, apart from this is a good thing. Maybe I should take a snapshot and maybe like cover that in detail with you guys, Silver. Okay, now Luce is doing okay. What else did we have? Target was one of those. Okay, Target could be actually one of these guys. So pay attention to Target, Silver, Target, TGT, and also James. Because the daily is there and the catalyst is there behind it. And it is already trading under 162, the lows of the pre-market. Yeah, so the confluence of levels, what do we see? Right, what do we see? Confluence levels, the best area I think is 162. We got quite a few things going on there. And this level here. Apart from that, let me have a look at the rest. I think we might not see that pop though. It might be one of those variation, whereas, yeah, there it goes. There it goes. SPY is also looking like a PBAW. Silver. Yeah, we missed that one. Walmart. Sorry, TGT. We missed it, guys. It was the variation that was too quick. Actually, this variation I didn't teach you. This variation you guys don't have it. It's only I've only recently added it to the strategy. It's too quick, I think. I'll probably add it later. And also SPY seemed like one of those as well. Yeah, TGT. It's just another variation of PBAW. But the problem with TGT is one is it's done a huge gap down, right? Our thingy is bouncing again. Lucid. It's just chopping around. I'm just gonna be patient with it. So huge gap down. It's already overextended to the downside intraday, right? So that's the only issue with it. Like we need a bigger, much bigger bounce. That's why I didn't take this small micro pullback. That's why I was waiting much bigger. So I kind of stay. I want to make sure that this bounces properly because I think it's due. The bounce is due on it. Same goes maybe with WMT as well. But I've been wrong. I've been wrong so many times. Right, Vero. Let's have a look at Vero from the other one. Vero. Let's go, Vero. Okay. Now on this Lucid, I might add to here, guys. I'm thinking of adding Lucid a little bit so that I get a bit of a position in 1747. Yeah, that's gone as well. I think that's just I'm late on it, and also it's just too over. I could do with a good bounce on it. That's what I can say. However, Twitter looks better. Twitter, although it's not on the watch list, I have it on the side. Lucid bouncing again. I'm rethinking the ad. Maybe possible ads might be there. So SPY is looking good. So what's our Twitter doing? Let's have a look. Right now, Twitter looks very nice. Under 38. I'm looking. 38. Twitter 38. Okay. Shorting opportunity right here. Okay, bounce. See how far is you gonna bounce. This is interesting. Right now is interesting because we want to see how far it bounces. Okay, right, is that it? 38 of fours. Okay, 38 of fives or fours. What's our SPY doing? SPY's bouncing. Okay, 38, 38. I'm in. 38. I'm in Twitter, bro. Gotta be very quick. Gotta be very quick. This is beautiful. Okay. If this works out, guys, this will be prime example of the PBAW. Prime example. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, short. I don't know whether... Oh, it pops up here as well. Okay, good. 38 with a stop over at the break of VWAP. So that could potentially be about 20 cents stop. Very, very juicy. Very juicy, in fact. I'm telling you guys, this is like iconic. It could have been much better if the move was much cleaner. This move, that's the only thing lacking from it. But that's just a little bit of it. Like if I were to rate it, it'd probably be like 8 out of 10 for that setup. Now, SPY is kind of sort of trying to continue. This might be the pullback. This is the real move. This is the pullback. So the pullback entries. Look at the level there. That's 402.60. It's rejecting from it, and that's confirmed already with this candle, red candle. So it might not be late to chase it, but the issue with SPY is I think it's still early. I think it's still early. Look at the bounce WMT brought. That's what I was afraid of. WMT might get chopped around a lot before it starts to continue to the downside. Same goes probably for TGT. Yeah, this bounce is better, I think, compared to this one. You see that? That's why you wait. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go Twitter. Come on, baby. Let's get some ka-chings, bro. Let's get some of these. Yes, sir. So there it goes. There it goes. Really nice. This one looks very clean as well. This one looks very clean. SPY taking the lows out, really nice. That's going to work out really nicely for us, for Lucid and Twitter, hopefully. So Lucid. Lucid. Don't forget to join our Discord, guys, if you haven't. That's the Discord link. It should pop up anytime in the chat. Right. This is interesting, guys. Target. I'm really intrigued about it. very interesting for a possible short TGT, but I don't want to take too many. Everything seems to be short at the moment, so just wanna hold off on it. UPSD just kept on going. I'm thinking nice one. Yeah, I would have taken it. I've got too many shorts going on. Two, in fact, this early, so that's why I'm a bit careful. But looks good. Looks really good. If I were to take it, obviously it's gonna have to close above 161s for me to take it out. It's for me to stop out. Lucid is trying to. I don't like this bounce. I might exit early before this level and then maybe attempt it later if it does reject from it. But right now, as it stands, if it starts to close above this 177.70s, I might exit it way earlier than I thought I was gonna. So, still in Twitter. Twitter's bouncing. I thought Twitter's gonna continue, but let's see how it reacts around this level that we entered. Could have taken something here for sure, but didn't. It's one of those things. Greedy a bit, I guess. Not really, because I usually take. So Twitter. Hold on. Let me just pay attention to Twitter because I might have to exit here. Bouncing strong. Bouncing strong. Let's go. Come on, baby. Why are you bouncing this strong? There's volume coming in as well. I'm worried about this. Now I might have to exit this with a stop loss. Twitter, yeah. I'm gonna wait up on it. Although the volume is coming in, I should be exiting now, but that's my mental stop. Okay, 26, 24s. Okay, that 26 held, so that could be our level for a stop. Okay, now this might be another example. yeah, SPY. The two. All right, I'm looking for Twitter. I'm paying attention to Twitter right now. If it starts to hit that 38.30s, I'll exit that 38.30s. So right there. If it hits that, it might actually. It looks like one of those that might wick me out and then carry on. But I don't care. I'm gonna stick to my stop if it hits it. This way. Okay. Yeah, SPY definitely looks like it. But then the good thing about that is your risk is very defined, very well defined, either on the close of 402.50s or on the close of 402. Yeah, on the close of 402.50s. There's no other way. That's the good thing about it. But the other good thing about it is it's very clean, and also variation 2. Variation 2 usually is better than the other ones. Definitely. I might actually 1761s. I'm gonna add on Lucid, just because I didn't have proper position there. Just for the sake of 1760. What is it now? 62s. 7062s. So Lucid 1762s, I've re-added. I'm just managing it. Now I'm okay with it, even if it takes out this here. That'll be 1 hour, but I'm gonna keep my stop maybe over 1773, somewhere there. So if it closes there, there goes your SPY. SPY is carrying on, and also our Twitter. We were patient with it. This might be a good area to even add to it. I might add to Twitter right now. Okay, 3808, 3808 added, 3808 on Twitter added. I would have liked it to add a little bit higher, to be honest, right there somewhere. 38.15s, but that's fine. Okay, let's do this. Now comes the waiting game. AFRM. Let's have a look at AFRM. Oh, beautiful. Look at SPY. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I think SPY trolls me sometimes. Be careful with this one, AFRM. Double top, yes. SPY could bring it down, but this is relatively strong. Remember, this level, this is actually earnings continuation play. If SPY was strong, this would have carried on much stronger. So I've got, oh, okay, Lucid, and let's go. I'm not taking any more trades. 2 trades are perfectly fine to manage for me at the moment. I want to see how they do. Let's see. But AFRM double top rejection, especially while SPY was. How would you trade it though? That's the thing. Yeah, Lucid was really nice. Just a little bit choppy though. Usually you lose it when it starts to. Actually, hopefully it's not gonna be next 10-15 minutes. We will have some really decent move on Lucid. Thanks, no problem. Twitter is just annoying. Twitter can be. Now with Twitter, my hard stop will be here, 38.30s. It's already hard stop with this ad as well, so it's fine. I can manage that. Twitter is just kind of funny. I might be quick on Twitter. It's not doing what I expected to do. I'm still going to stick, yes, of course, to my stop. But I'll see if it starts to trade here for. This is what I mean. Look at AFRM. Look at AFRM. Look at this level. I didn't create this level now. It was way before. But look at the response to it. And beautiful, beautiful few extra opportunities for you to actually do that earnings continuation long on it. 100% beautiful. This is like a really good example of it. Look at the SPY. Look at how SPY is weak and how this is relatively strong, right? Because it's got a strong catalyst behind it. I'm not saying this is not going to wash down. There might be a possibility it might, but even if it does, the possibility of giving you much bigger R compared to these might not be there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, while we're waiting, let's do some sound effects, bro. How about this one? Can you guys hear me? This one is called, I think, Baby. I'm still baby as a trader, so I'm gonna use this voice until I get a winner. Dude, this trade is just juicy. Yeah, just waiting on it. Twitter looking good as long as this area holds, but I don't like Lucid. What it's doing, it's just choppy. So we can either wait for this to break that 1770s and close above it, then we can exit with like 20 cents or less than that. But we can also wait for that the main level. Main one. I feel like I want to wait, but I'll see what it does this here. The volume came in on this bounce. See if the volume is consistent. If the next few volumes are consistent, I might exit it. But if it's not, then it could be just one of those chops that wicks us out and then goes. But the SPY is 401. SPY has done actually quite a bit of move. 404 all the way to 401s. Still weak. It looks weak. Still under that 20 EMA, under the opening range. So yeah, there's nothing to really say on the SPY. Dude, you're going ham on these. I'm in short, Lucid, Target, and Twitter. Twitter definitely looks good. If you haven't, this was probably a better place to add. This was a bit early, I think. But then again, it needs to break that 38 again for a confirmation, to be honest. If it does break that 38, I might even add more. If it breaks it. Because that way, when it does break that 38, my stop is going to go down to this level, 38.20s instead of 38.30s. So I can afford that. Yeah, Lucid is just Lucid is trying to take out this level. Well, there's no level here apart from intraday, but the key level is here. Let's see what it does. Okay, here comes Twitter. Here comes Twitter. Let's see if it breaks that 38. Come on, tweet. If Elon Musk tweets something really, like the way he does, this might work out. That guy is crazy, man. I remember the tweet that he did quite a few times actually about Tesla. Quite openly saying that he's actually he thinks Tesla's price was extended or something like that. It was just like crazy for for somebody who owns a company to say that. It's just, yeah, he's funny, man. He's too funny. Who says that? Who says that about this company, right? I used to run a company, which was to do with the handmade carpets, right? And no filter whatsoever. And this guy that we employed, one of the employees, he was a genuinely honest and very very genuine person, and he doesn't know how to filter. I mean, we never obviously in a business when you're trying to sell, you're a salesperson, right? He was a salesperson, and his job was to sell things, right? But he goes around and tells people to not tells people to not buy a specific type of carpet because he didn't like it. That was, let's pay attention to these trades. Just a bit choppy. Just again waiting it out. Yeah, so that guy didn't have any filter, and it wasn't good to hear that as a business owner of a product that you want to sell, and your employees saying that don't buy this product because that specific employee has a preference of something else he likes. So because of that, not because the carpet is like basically bad or it's no good or things like that. It's just because he didn't like it. That just didn't make any sense to me. But the guy is just amazing guy. Awesome guy. Doesn't lie. You cannot put a gun to his head and say, lie to me. He wouldn't at all. He's just too genuine for this world. Just a little story there for you. Lucid. Just having a hard time. Okay, I might exit this Lucid, guys, and I might re-enter if the rejection comes in. Yes, it is bouncing, but it's not bouncing with a volume. That's what keeping me in it. That's what's keeping me in it. Too early. It hasn't made up a direction yet, so it could be too early to call. SPY is trying to resume its direction. Hopefully that's the resumption of the direction to the downside, in which case it might help. Yeah, it might help. It might help these. We'll see. Yeah, Lucid, to be honest, if it did hit your stop, I think it's right. Because over here, as you can see, these areas, these levels got respected properly, right? So if your initial plan was, yes, this level I'm gonna wait for, yes, perfect. Just exit on the break of that level, perfectly fine. For me, my initial plan was to see what it does around this level. Yeah, this level here. So I want to see, it's already there, so I might as well wait for it to see what it does. So the stop can be somewhere on the break of that level. So this level I'm talking about, right? Let's see. How's the others doing? AFRM will keep an eye on for later, maybe for educational content. What is our targets done? Yeah, targets slowly creeping back up. That is quite normal, to be honest, for a stock that gapped down so much, and 168 all the way to 160, $8 move down before a proper proper pullback. So it seems like now might be a better timing on it. Maybe even wait for it to pop towards VWAP and see what it does. Okay, here we go, Twitter. Come on, under 38. Get some volume behind you. We need that volume coming in. If it does break without volume, then that's not good. It's gonna pop back in. But if so far so good. Volume is slightly picking up, not by a huge amount. Slightly. You see that? Slightly picking up now. The more important bit is what happens after the 2-3 bars after this. If we stay consistent with the volume and under 38, we're good to go. Yes, sir. All right. So our Vero, very choppy. WMT was double up. Double up is never a good idea, Silver. In any case scenario, I understand what you're trying to say here, but doubling up on, let's say you double up on a situation where it works out, or even your system allows it. What that does is it gives you a it makes you create a habit. Now you might not apply it once it becomes a habit of doubling up. I'm pretty sure you mean doubling up, right? As in what I mean, like doubling up, right? As in you're not meaning something else. So if you do mean double up, like as in just add to it more and more, maybe. double down on it. That's what you mean, right? Double down. Yeah, so it's never a good idea. Try to not get used to that kind of mentality, because it will mess you up. It will mess you up. Even initially, you might start doubling up on something right, something that has a reason, but that's going to create a really bad habit, and you're going to start to double up on things that you shouldn't be doubling up. Especially to begin with, don't do it. If you have 10 years experience, then yeah, then you can do that. Yeah, okay. Double down is different than what I do, Silver. Double down is different to what I do. Now, let's say, for example, right now, if I add Twitter, that will be almost doubling down, right? I was planning to add it. I might even add it, right? Let's say, for example, I added under 38. Now, because my stop was on the break of 38.30s, now comes 38.20s. So I'm really bringing the, if I could bring the stop down without it affecting my probability of working out, then yes, it's the same thing, but you're building up a position, which means you're going to get much bigger R if it does work out. But that's not doubling up. Doubling up is, let's say, for example, over here. Now I've got my position set for this stop, right? If I start to short here as well, that's doubling up, because that's not working at the moment, right? So once things start to work out and you can bring your stop down to make sure, even worst case scenario, it's not more than 1 hour. Yes, that's just adding to and building up a position, adding to a winner basically. But you have to also, again, as I said, you have to know which stock you want to add to. Okay, I might exit on the Lucid, guys. It's not looking good. Yeah, it's breaking that. 1790s. 1790s out. So that is more than 1 hour loser. But then again, it was definitely worth it because it did chop around a lot. I gave it enough chance to work out. It didn't. Perfectly fine. Be done with it. That's it. One trade instead of going for 1, 2, 3 small losers. That's what I decided to do on that. Now, SPY basically isn't really sort of helping here because it's it's kind of like creating a double bottom. So, and also SPY is in that time frame where it actually starts to bounce and reverse, or at least get a bigger pullback. So I am expecting a bit of a bounce coming into SPY, which means these things like target, look at that, slow grind up. Look at this, takes out. And Twitter is the only one that's not doing it. That's why I'm keeping it. I can even put my stop here on the break of 38.22s. Yeah, doubling down on Twitter or adding. Don't you're trying to, like, doubling down is something. It's not to do. Let's put it this way: if you add to a stock that's already winner, that's already a winner, and it's got more room to it, that's not doubling down. You're just adding positions. You're building a position, right? Doubling down is something, another full position. Yeah, you could do that. This is what I mean. If you could manage to add another full position under 38, and this top of yours is gonna be 1 hour only, if it does take you out, then yeah, that's. But when it comes to Twitter ad at the moment, why didn't I add? Well, the reason why I didn't add is because it did break that with low volume. The consistency isn't there. Now it could go down all the way to the whatever we wanted, but also second reason is SPY was doing this. SPY was doing this, right? So we don't want to be against the SPY, and we don't want to be also anticipating that the SPY is going to reject from 402. How do we know? So absolutely, that's your question answered yourself. Yeah. You answered your own question. Always making sure that you're in a trade where you're never risking more than 1 hour. Get that habit. And the thing is, when I first enter, most likely when I have a stop, when I say this is my 1 hour, let's say I was mentioning here my 1 hour, right after this ad. I'm always giving that room. When I say 1 hour, it's never 1 hour. It's like 0.8 hour, 0.7 hour, because I know that I need to leave that leeway, some room for it to, just in case, in this case, if it's a runner or things like that, then I have to get out with some slippage or something like that. So it's always less than 1 hour. Okay, Twitter baby, let's go. Complete opposite, as you can see. Lucid, complete opposite of Twitter. So that's why you wanna short relatively. This is looking okay to me. Target, I might actually look into shorting Target, guys. TGT. The only issue is SPY. I don't like the SPY, but that's not going to be that much of an effect on Target. TGT. Okay, TGT, I'm waiting for it to give us much better. Interesting. Okay, so Target is looking good, even right now, starting now and then add maybe. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna start with a start, a feeler, just a feeler on Target. I think I got 75 or something like that. I got 75s, something like that. So right there, I don't know whether you can see. Yeah, you can, I guess. So now with this one on the break of that, in fact, this is in a situation where you can actually this is one of those odd moments that you can actually put your hard stop on, because the swing has been created around the VWAP, around the level, and the rejection happened. So if I were to take this out, it probably wouldn't be a wick, because that stop run or the liquidity hunt already happened around VWAP. The first attempt towards the VWAP, that's when you want to be careful with the wick. Yeah, on Twitter, I'm ready to take some out as well. 3766s. 3766s, bro. Yeah. So I believe, just check. So 37, I believe 66s. 3766, yeah, somewhere there. So partial taken on Twitter, really good trade, although it did test my patience. But a beautiful. Look at the partial, like from our average 38 to 30.70, so 30 cents. What's our stop? 30s. That's fine. I mean, I was gonna say that it's more than close to 2 hour, but it's not. It's definitely more than your risk, basically. The amount. Okay. Twitter. Wow, this Lucid just stayed strong and kept on climbing. This is why you want to respect your stop. Here's the best example for it. You could say that, well, I wait for 18 break, nothing, right? It's just 18. Yes, it's a round number, but this, in my opinion, is much stronger level. As you can see, this is, Look at that. Look at the response to these levels, right? And then look at the response on 18. Breaks it and then never looks back. Easily breaks it like as if it was nothing. All right, I might add to this one. Looks decent. 161.44. Adding on target. Adding. Let's have a look. It's bouncing though. Let's see if it starts to bounce and then maybe comes back. This is interesting. This candle here is very interesting. And the volume. What's SPY doing? What we don't want to do is we want to be adding while SPY is reversing. So SPY isn't reversing yet, but it's not going down either. So if we can match up our add to the SPY's move, that'll be great. Thank you very much. 161.60, 161.62, I believe. 161.62. I've added. Now, remember this was a feeler, okay? This was a feeler. And even with this add, I'm not yet on a position on it, on a full position, because I want to make sure that this low 161.30s gets taken out and starts trading under that. That's when I'm going to build that position, if it does do that. If not, then I might have that close to 1 hour loser, maybe less than 1 hour, if it takes me out now. So small ads, basically. All right, here we go. On Twitter, is this a possibility of an ad? Twitter. There's not much there, to be honest. I can't read it properly, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Otherwise, if it was clean enough, I would have probably added right there. Could I have, and then without affecting my... The problem is, where's my stop gonna be? It's not gonna be here. It's too close. So my stop is still gonna be here. That's why I'm not able to add to it. Although I brought my stop from here to there and my partial is out. Yeah. Yeah, it could be the rejection from 20. The issue with that is, Silver, it's only 20 EMA, right? I don't like if only one thing is there. Like if I don't see a confluence of levels, then I just tend to like maybe not, right? The third EMA, sorry, this is just from my previous thingy. Just ignore that. That's 50 EMA, not extremely important. It can be important, but to be honest. Okay, so this target, TGT, could be careful on it. First of all, I'm okay with my position on it to get stopped out here. That's fine. But if you had... This is one of those that you never want to have no stop. Because from this move all the way to here, that's a huge move down. So what you're going to start to see is SSR is triggered properly on it, and once it starts to pop, it just keeps on chugging along. It's just a very slow grind to the upside. So you might think, oh, it's, the way it's doing, it's going to reject now. It's going to reject now because so much gap down, especially if you're really biased towards gap and go setups, then you're just going to keep on ignoring that this stock is just continually showing strength with an uptrend. So be careful with this one. Yeah, that one was just a 50 EMA. If you want, you can keep it. I remove it usually. You don't see it on my main, which is... Yeah, so basically on this one you don't see it, right? It keeps it nice and clean. And then if we zoom in, there's our lovely. And let's go to the charts. Sorry, not BRB, charts. Okay, might have to be patient with these. Oh, Twitter hit you stop. Okay, 0.5 hour. I understand that with the ad as well. Yeah. This is also one of those things when you add silver, it makes you be a bit tight on the stop, and it sometimes can get you out of a really good decent potential runner early on. So that's why adding is very like later on game when to know to add so that it doesn't actually affect your trade management. Oh, you didn't add? So how come it's so tight on? How come you got stopped out on very tight? Where was your entry on it? Let's talk about the trade management on it. Okay, original position should be around 38, right? 38. Okay. So now if 38 was your original position, you took a partial, right? Why? Why would you move the stop down to anything under 38? If anything, it should have been over 38, right? I mean, I mean, this might actually work out for you, yes, but that move down doesn't make sense to me, Silver. You have try to not move your stop for the sake of moving stops. You have to move stops where you can put it behind a wall. Like let's say you want to protect something, right? Wouldn't it be better to protect it behind a solid object, right? Instead of just an open area where it could get hit. I'm trying to give you an example where, let's say, okay, let's say you've got a car that is out of control and just cruising along towards you, right? That's not a good example. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. You know what I mean, right, Silver? You know what I mean? Put your stops behind a wall. Don't put it in the open field. Right? Okay, here's the thing. You've got a chicken you want to save. I have to find an example. You've got a chicken you want to save, and you're in the wild, right? Okay. Would you rather not have it with you, so that you are actually the protector of the chicken, or you're just gonna leave it right at the open for to get taken so quickly? Yeah, that's a good example. That's a good example. I am sometimes tough on Silver. So guys, if you don't think that I'm just trying to give him a hard time, he knows that. I have to be tough with him. You just thought, Silver. You just thought. You didn't pay attention. If you had pay attention, what I do normally is if my stop, even if my partial moves, if my partial is taken, I don't just take my stop to anywhere break even, right? And a lot of people do that. Yes, a lot of people do that. And yes, it makes sense in a way, in the long run, you don't have a lot of losers, you have small winners. But my winners are much, much, much larger for a reason, because I give the trade, enough time that it deserves to work out. For that, I need walls to bring my stops down, right? Walls. So for me to have a wall, I need a proper swing high. Like right now here, it's kind of difficult because it hasn't taken the lows out. So a wall is this, right? A wall is this. Even this is not a proper wall, but at least that's the rejection. Now after this, the low got taken out, 38 got taken. That became actually the wall, right? Hope that makes sense. And then if this continues down, that's your wall right there, right? Which is 38, not before it. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Just a bit of education for you guys. That's all. SPY is looking good. It continues to show weakness. SPY had some decent opportunities on it, but we didn't take SPY, but we took others that worked out okay. You can. That's a good question. Yeah, you can anticipate it, but you still have to wait for that specific level. In this case, that's the reason why I asked why would you exit it here. This got you stopped out. Okay, this got you stopped out. The trade is already working for you. Okay, it's not like one of those that you're here and then you're early exiting because it's not working out. You might have heard me say hundreds of times, look guys, I'm still in the trade, but I don't like what it's doing. At that point, the trade hasn't worked out for me, but this trade is already working out. So this is why I said, okay, the next level I see in anticipation of a wall is 38, right? So you could wait for that 38, how it reacts to 38, let it go there, how it reacts around that, and then you just exit. Now, here's the thing. If this had gone enough for a second partial or enough a move that it did 2, 3, 4 hours, that's different. That then becomes your last runner exit. So in my videos I talk about that my final exit, the runner exit, that's a different story. I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at, right? Okay, here's the thing. This is an example. Actually, let me just go to the main one here. Zoom into that. Okay, let's talk about TGT, right? Initial stop, hard stop, in fact, in this case, was just over 163, right? Excuse me. Now, this is trading under 162, under the EMA that I wanted. Still a bit early, but could you call this the current wall instead of this? You kind of could, because it actually rejected, the VWAP rejection came in from there as well. So you could definitely put this and tighten your stop. That way, I would say that's definitely viable because there's a swing there, there's a rejection from there, there's a proper reversal sign, even though it's a very minor pattern, but at least there is one. Yes, yes, but also, even if you don't have, what I'm trying to get at is move your stop where there is a reason for it to be moved, and for that reason has to be a wall. Just think of a wall. Okay? Think of a protection. I just went Jamaican on you. Think, man. Sorry. Yeah, the chicken. You like the chicken, don't you? The chicken or anything. That was bad, man. I couldn't find an example, James. Come on, give me a break. I was paying attention. Oh my goodness, on. Let's look at this bad boy. I did have this on my watch, but on the side. Um, just yeah, I think this is a just 21 to 20. No, I'm not trading that. So what else am I gonna put there? Interesting. Yeah, I do exit early, but only if it's not doing what I expected to do. And you might have not. Let's talk about one of our setups. Okay, right here, right here. If I'm expecting this to continue down, look, this is perfect example. Let's say there's a variation 2, a little bit off variation 2. You entered here somewhere. Now, what do you expect it to do? As soon as you enter for that specific setup, this needs to go. So it did that, right? Let me zoom in onto this. So right there, it did that. Okay, what else do you need to see? Well, we want to see the continuation more, a more aggressive selling coming in. It didn't do that. Okay, so well, you could say that it might do it after a few bars. It still didn't do it. And now what's happening? It broke the EMA, right? Was that part of what you were expecting? Probably not for that specific setup. So now that's when you can say, well, although my stop is somewhere here, I could enter exit now. The trade hasn't worked yet for you. But once the trade works for you, you want to give it a fighting chance for you to get those R's. Because remember, the way I do things, I might have more losers. In fact, I've been saying that my win to loss is about 43%. 43%. But my winners are like, compared to my losers, are much, much bigger. On average, is I think about 2.5 to 3. I think 2.5. It might be. I'll have to recheck the data again. I haven't checked it for a while, to be honest. Last time I checked, it was close to 3, which is massive. TGT is bouncing back again. Now, I'm sticking with this stop because I don't like this bounce, and this might be this is the thing. This is the thing with it. I wasn't paying attention, but I probably would have exited here somewhere. This is a good example. It's not doing what I expected to do, right? It's not doing so. It's now what? Now I'm only thinking about exiting. I'm not thinking about exiting. Okay, just waiting. I'll tell you why. Just wait for it. Okay, so rejection is coming in. Okay, so see, now see that the rejection came in 63. My stop was my hard stop was just over 63, like very similar to this area here, right? I still kept it there. Let me check. Yeah, so the rejection is coming in again. Sticking to this stop, this hard stop, is definitely valid on the break of 163. Definitely. I could even exit now because this volume came in and the continuation never happened. This was supposed to be the continuation, so I might exit this early. Exit this early. Again, trying to give it a pointing now. Yeah, so I'm out. Yeah, this is a prime example of one. I could have exited here somewhere, but I got 61, 62, 70s. But this is the example. you're here, your trade hasn't gone anywhere, but what is the expectancy of this trade? Well, we want to expect the second continuation momentum going down because this stock is quite weak. We want the continuation to the downside, well, at least to the lows in this case, right? That was the original thesis behind it. What do we expect? That. Now, did it happen? We did give it a chance to do that, and these two were early. Remember, these two were early. The main entry should have been here, right? Once it starts to show that slowing down and reversal. So let's say if you have entered here or there. After that, as you can see, if you had timed it right, the entry, let me just put this. The better entry would have been here, right? Or anywhere there. This bar confirms kind of like, okay, it wants to go. But then it doesn't, right? And then it starts to lift. It starts to go and take the 162s out. So having a look at that, while the trade hasn't worked out for us, we could definitely think of exiting that right there on the break of 160D. I wasn't paying attention to it. If I was, I probably would have. And you've seen me do that over and over again. While I wasn't paying attention, Twitter is just bouncing. Let's have a look at Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is already now, I mean, it's at 38 now. And then look, this level for me is okay. Twitter, right? 38.23. There's no, for me to put the stop over 38 now, this has to make a swing. And this is a good example as well. Right, perfect. There we go. Here we go. I don't have many trades, so I can do this. Right, so let's say Twitter does this, right? Does that, okay? Now, this is what you will call, okay, at least a rejection from a level, right? Look at that, right? Now, I can bring this stop to here. Only if it does that, at least to that level. Hope that's clear. Until then, it's kind of difficult to put the stop over 38, over 30. Although I want to, I want to put it over 38, but it just hasn't done it. Simply for the fact that Twitter has already worked for us, and we've still got a winner on it. That's why I'm able to do that. The difference between that and then the target, remember, target is different. Target hasn't worked for us. So that's why you're exiting early, right? That's why you're thinking of exiting early, because it hasn't worked. So your thesis was completely probably invalid, right? But because Twitter worked out for you, your thesis at least is there. You just it's just a little bit difficult for you. It's just not behaving. It's just naughty. That's all. Twitter's just naughty. It just needs spanking. That's all. Right, what are we looking at? Let's go to the 4 charts. Come on. Okay. All right, guys. It's about that time. I'm gonna cover the trade reviews on what I did today. Just waiting on this. If I could finish this up, at least if I get a second partial on it, then I can get a better idea of what the day looks like. But I'll cover what it looks like right now. Okay, let's. I'm glad too, man. Oh, SPY's bouncing. SPY is bouncing, so this could potentially take Twitter to take out, but how far is it going to bounce? That's the thing. This is the level we're watching. Remember that 400 level? I said next best level is the 400 level, and it just touches it and then just starts bouncing. Now this is a good excuse for it to reverse from, but I'm not just gonna I'm not gonna anticipate that, and just gonna stick to this. I hope Twitter gives me a little bit of a rejection from this area so I can put my stop here. Once I do that, I'll be relaxed on it. I can just leave it alone, even if it takes me out, right? So that's what I'm waiting for on it. So while we do that, let's cover what we have traded today. Put that. Okay. What did we trade today? Lucid. The first one was Lucid. So initially, idea was Lucid overall generally was weak, looking weak at this point, especially with the daily. So I had a short biased idea on it. So yeah, I think the stream is a bit delayed, but anyways, shorted it here. But this was the plan with this one was, this was the area the rejection was coming from. You see this here and that there, and this is not just a level from there, it's actually level from previous days, right? So I was watching that and I was kind of hoping it's going to bounce towards that and I'll start my short positions there if it starts to reject from it. But because I started early here, I believe I saw rejection here on the high of day, and I started very small. It's like a feeler, and I was giving it enough room if it did pop and breaks that, so that I can exit there. But then when I saw the rejection on high of day again, I added again. Not much, but enough so that if it does break that, I'll have like very close to 1 hour. So now this, I had to wait up and give a bit more. So in short, I actually lost way more than 1 hour. 1.5 hours is what I think I've lost on it. Usually my trades are not like that. But yeah, so that's why I got minus 1.5 hour. It's always less than 1 hour when I lose something, but I can't always do that. So minus 1.5 hour, because if I were to exit this with 1 hour, it probably remember I was talking about 1780 somewhere there on the break, like this here, it would have been here. So like, yeah, 1.5 hour, something like that. So that's Lucid, the first trade, I think. And then we had Twitter. Now Twitter, we much better, cleaner looking Twitter when I started, at least when I started. In fact, that is also, you can call it the 1M200 strategy. If you don't know what that means, go to the YouTube channel. You can my YouTube channel. It is somewhere there in the playlist, I think, how to get started as a day trader. There should be a strategy for beginners there. This is 1M200 strategy, as well as some other strategies were in line there. So quite a confluence of different strategies. So that's why I took it. I'm quite happy with it. It did chop around a little bit. My original stop was on the break of the VWAP, and then see what happens. So this broke it and then rejected from it. So my stop came there. And then once it started working out, I'm just trailing the stop on the swing highs. First partial taken, 37.66 is, I believe, 65, somewhere there. And well, I'm just letting it work out. It's just chopping around a little bit. But now that it's actually giving me rejection from this VWAP here, I can easily put my stop on the break of this area here, which is in line with 38. So about 38.10s, something like that, I will exit this. right? Now I can really relax on it because my average on this is about 38.04s or 5s. I'm only going to be losing 5 cents on the remainder of the position. Looking really good. If it starts, worst case scenario, I'll be, that's the worst case scenario, losing 5 cents on the remainder. But best case scenario, well, sky's the limit, I guess. No, it has the potential to give me multiple hours basically. So hopefully that's the case. So that's that. Right? TGT. TGT was also less than 1 hour loser, if I want to keep it short. I waited on it quite a bit actually, which was, definitely the right decision, because there was possible shorts on these areas here. But the problem with that is it's had so much, it's, first of all, it's a huge gap down because of earnings, yes, but also a huge move down from intraday after the open. So that usually brings very much bigger retracement, much bigger pullback. So that's why I waited for it. Happy with that wait. Really good area for me to short from. This was a very, like, as I mentioned, feeler, starter. The main ad or the main entry would have been here. Unfortunately, I took it early, but with the starter. So my position, my stop was here, hard stop. But as it started to move against me and it wasn't doing as I expected to do, I exited early. Now, if I was paying attention a little bit more onto this, I probably would have exited here somewhere, 162 break, because I just didn't like this bar coming in again to attempt the VWAP with volume. At this point, there was volume on it, although it might not look like it, but let's have a look at this. Yeah, so this right there, as it was creating this candle, the volume was rising. So that would have been a clue for me to exit right in the middle somewhere on the break of 162. But anyways, it's less than a 1 hour because my 1 hour would have been here. Even that is not 1 hour because I was going to add. So I would say about 0.7 hour on this one. Minus 0.7 hour, if that. That is usually my losers. That's usually my average losers, not 1 hour or more than 1 hour. Okay. Did we trade anything else? Now, the trade that I didn't take myself, and I was very biased on that trade for it to work out, was, which one was it for? This one. Okay, now I'm not going to go through the details of this strategy, this setup, but I just want to leave it there for people who are in the elite to try to see what this strategy is. I did mention it briefly, but Silver, do you see what we're looking at here on this AFRM? Look at the daily first. Why has it gapped up? I'll give you a hint. It's gapped up because of earnings and held, right? So you tell me. Okay, so I think Silver is gone as well. Anyway, so if you're going to be watching the recording later, Silver, definitely there was that recent strategy that I posted. And yeah, daily is strong catalyst, but the earnings continuation strategy, remember? And maybe go back to watch the video and then watch this as well. Take a snapshot of this. Is it in line with that strategy? Of course it is. In fact, this is probably a better example than the example given in the video, apart from Roblox actually. So beautiful example of that. And that's the level. That's the level. And breaks it. You don't have to do anything here, but then comes back, holds it. Quite a few chances for you to take that, and off it goes. Now these ones are the ones that actually you could swing, as long as that holds. But check the video, man. I don't want to teach you the same thing again on this while the video is there. Anyways, yeah, after the stream, if you do watch the video, come back to this specific one. Check what it did, especially today. Right, having said that, what are we looking at when it comes to terms? I can't really give you a clear result of the day because Twitter is still running and it's looking good. I am in a good position on this one. If I were to take it now, I will have a good run, a good winner on it. Possibly could quite possibly put me back to close to break even. I will still be red, but it will be very close to break even. So that's the situation at the moment, but I can't tell. If it starts to work out the way I expect it to, at least getting closer to the lows, that will definitely put me to break even or maybe green, because my second partials are usually a lot 50% of the position in one go. So basically I have, after this partial, I have like 75% left on it, right? When it comes to the second partial, I'll take out like I'll leave around 30% left. So I'll take out very big chunk of that position. That's why I expect, whenever I mention that if I do have a second partial, usually that's a good winner. That's one, and then the other one that we missed was Walmart. And I think, yeah, Silver, you mentioned this. Yeah, it would have been a bit choppy. This is okay. Before I would go quickly, let's say you've taken, you were mentioning it 160, 127, under 127s, right? Now, it did work out for you. Let's say you took a partial, and then you say to yourself, well, I'm going to put my stop to break even. So you could be 128.85s, 80s, right? 126.80s. Let me just get here. So let's say your entry is here. Let's just bring this bad boy up. Let's just say your entry is here, right? And then you say to yourself, well, I'm going to put my stop to break even. Well, your stop to break even would be somewhere around here. Do you see what I'm saying? Is there a reason for you to bring your stop down there instead of, like, let's say if your stop was here, original stop? There's no reason. We can't rely on that just because there's an EMA, or especially anticipating the rejection from it. Yes, in this case it's anticipated, but it will still have taken you out on the break even. That's why stick to your original stop. Once it starts to work out, takes the lows out, that's when the real swing high happens, right? That's the real swing high. At this point, that's not a swing high. Once it broke that, that's your swing high. That's when you can put your stop down. This broke the lows of the recent swing, that's your swing high. Sorry, that's a bit, that's your swing high. That's your stop. Now, this one right there broke here. That is your swing high, right? As it stands, this swing high got broken at the low. That's your swing high. That's your stop, trailing stop. You see what the trailing stop looks like, right? Now, by this time, let's say by this time you have taken most of it out. Then you have a runner going. You could just leave it alone until, I don't know, like, it's up to you. After the last runner is not that important. There's a lot of ways to do it, but the most important one is the first and the second partial, because that's when you want to take 70%, at least 60 to 70% of your position off, right? and you could have just trailed your stop. Now, here's a good thing about it. This still, if you stick to the trade management from the strategies for your runner, you would still be in it. Apart from if you were taking this, if you're taking this very literally, not giving it room, you might have gotten out here. But for me, I wouldn't have gotten out here. I would still have that win runner, and I will keep it until that last rule gets broken. And I think you know what I'm talking about, that one. Anyways, too much information. Anyways, guys, take it easy. It's been a good day. I would say it's been definitely better than a few days ago. Twitter, I'm still waiting on it. I think this will give me some decent move. I will keep updating you maybe on Discord if it does actually take out the lows. Once it does that, this might have some weakness behind it. Apart from that, that's pretty much it. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Thursday. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. EST. Be there, guys. Stay safe. Take it easy. Cheers, guys.